Hi, dear friend, dear holy, lovely friend, Flying Koi here. So I have this quick idea, this quick thought. When you look at poor cultures, right, cultures that are not so advanced, or when you look in history, people who lived 200 years ago, 1,000 years ago, and you read those books or you see those historical movies about how they lived, they all seem happier. They seem happier even though they had less than we do. They didn't have any technologies, they were going around with ripped clothes. They're still, even today, those people who are hungry, right, somewhere in Africa or Bangladesh, you see kids sitting and playing in mud with ripped clothing, and yet they're smiling, they have genuine smiles. What is the difference between them and us, who seem to have everything? Who have iPhones, who have cars, who have, home theater systems, who have Wi-Fi, and yet we seem so unhappy. So I was thinking about this, and there's one thought that I had. All the primitive systems, all the primitive cultures, all the simple cultures, they all have a simple belief integrated in them. That's one of the base beliefs. They accept not knowing what's going to be. They believe, they trust, they have faith in the world, in God, in the gods, in the spirits, that the universe has been evolved, that things will work out for the best. Even though right now I may be hungry, but food will come somehow. And evening comes and I still didn't get any food, tomorrow something will happen. And it's like, in a way, it's like Christians. If you're a Christian, you know what I mean. The idea is just believe in Jesus and you will be saved and you go into paradise. In fact, many religions and many cultures have this similar saying, and it's maybe worded differently, where there's a simple faith. There's an element of simple faith. You do not need to know how things will happen, how things will play themselves out, but things will be good in the end, right? And having this unknown removed from our lives, removed from our control, giving that control of ours to something else, to another entity, to the bigger entity, to the universe, removes worry from our lives. See, in our lives today, in our modern world, we're so steeped in logic and in science and in cause and effect that we need to know exactly what's going to happen, what the next step is going to be, because we fully believe, and because we see that example and that thought, that outlook, that philosophy repeating in our lives day in and day out, that we need to totally control everything that's happening around us. If we don't put the seatbelt during the accident, things will be much worse. Although there are plenty of examples, maybe not your average statistic, but plenty of examples where people who did not wear a seatbelt were actually saved because they got ejected from the car and everyone else got worse injuries. I'm not advocating for not wearing seatbelts anyway, but meaning the idea is that while science is good and logic is good, there is a limit to it, and that limit is that it makes us overthink and overplan everything, our entire life and our entire day, to the minute details. And that amount of planning and that amount of stress, there's no way not to be stressed and unhappy after that. One thing that our modern culture took away from us is that element of simple faith. That element of letting go, taking a deep breath and allowing life to take its course. The world has been spinning for 4 billion years now? Whatever they say, some say 5,000 years. And it's been spinning, and the sun has been rising and setting. without me needing to control every single sunrise or sunset. Our understanding that processes need to be tightly controlled, following a specific scenario, following a specific recipe in the cookbook, and if we put the wrong ingredient at the wrong time, we are worried that the whole recipe is bad and we should throw it away. That element of surprise, that element of letting go, that element of giving the control, the locus of control to other entities, has been stripped away from our culture. And every day it's been reinforced by our choices and by the choices we are made to follow. If you want more happiness in your life, you may want to look at which areas you can let go of control. Traffic, for example. If you're stuck in traffic, it doesn't really help switching lanes back and forth to try to go faster. Yeah, you may go faster than this other line, but you'll save maybe 15 seconds. But the stress you're experiencing by trying to change the lines and looking at the other cars, and try to look in your life at areas where we exercise more control than we ought to. Be happy, be holy. This was the Flying Koi.